Hi, Anna. All right, I'm going to do your 30-minute reading now. So, you have some really unique questions. I'm just going to go over them and then we'll get started, okay? So, Anna's questions are she wants to know what learning points have I chosen for myself in this life, not my 3 other parallel lives, okay? I would love to release pain from past experiences in this life. I feel like I am not there anymore, but you cannot release from the pain concerning that part of your life or forgive it. So we'll see what we can find out about that. Says, I would love healing so that I would be able to open my heart and love all living things that exist in all possible ways. I know that I have a karma life and am releasing karma from especially a period in Egypt. So and then you're open to anything else Spirit wants to share, and then also anything that we could do to help release anger towards some family members here. Okay, let me relax and then we'll see, okay? So this is a psychic reading, and then we'll see where my spirit guides take us, okay? I'm just recalibrating to all of your questions, and then we'll see where we go, okay? So, okay. What learning points have I chosen? Releasing from pain and past experiences in this life. And then this karma life in Egypt. And then releasing pain and anger. Okay. Anna. My spirit guys ask me, they're saying, so are you ready now? As a human being, I am ready. So we'll see what they take us. I'm telling them that I'm ready to explore the wisdom now. So they're taking me down a pathway. It is white, and I feel like I'm going very quickly. And I'm kind of soaring downward and then going straight through kind of a white tunnel. And it almost seems like it's circular as well in the tunnel. So I'm just quickly flying through it, like a wormhole style. But it's white everywhere. I can't see what's through it or what's on the other side of it. I'm just flying through white, and I can tell there's some sort of circular tunnel about it. It's interesting because as I'm trying to go through it, I see and experience being a man, and I'm literally flying like a superhero through clouds in the sky even. Like I'm taking off like a rocket ship, and I'm going places. I'm inspired. I want to do something. I want to go somewhere. I want to learn something new. So I'm watching this man like a superhero, although he's sort of like an everyday guy in jeans and a t-shirt just flying through the air. He's kind of got like a Hispanic, like a Mexico style, like very tan with the brown hair. It just looks that in that way, and just an average guy wearing a t-shirt and jeans is just one arm going forward flying through the sky. But then in this other scene, as I'm trying to go through the tunnel, there's a real pause in it, and I feel like my finger I've stopped, I'm sitting on the ground, and I feel like my finger is going in a circle, just messing with whatever's on the floor there. Just feel like I'm just kind of distant for some reason. I don't know why, I just feel like drawing a spiral with my finger on the floor, or maybe there's something there like sand I'm drawing. I mean, I don't feel like I'm drawing it into anything. I'm just sort of, like a kid, you're trying to have a conversation with them and they're not really paying attention. They're just sort of in their own world, moving their finger through their stuff, or I don't know. It's just so quiet, it's so peaceful despite all of this action, There's a picture of a white swan. It's interesting because it has such white feathers, but this one has a very distinctive little black piece here on its beak. And his beak even is like sheer black, but it's not quite black. There's something very distinctive about its colors. And it's very peaceful still. It's vivid and yet peaceful. And it's it's just letting the water move at places, while yet its little feet are kicking from underneath too, but it's not really going anywhere. It's just letting the water move it, or the wind move it, and its feet are moving, but the feet aren't getting it anywhere. Only the wind and the motion of the waves will ever get it to where it is trying to go. in this case, in this scene. That is what is being shared here about this. It's sort of like you can try all you want, but in the end, there's something about your pathway, something about your purpose that it will happen as the wind blows, as the wind takes you there at the right time and in the right place. There's something about divine timing. You can try all you want, but in the end, there's something about divine timing in relation to this. There's something about the way that the first two images feel. I mean, I feel really sad as I'm in this wormhole. I stopped moving forward. I kind of paused out and I just decided to take a break, and I'm just sort of kind of spacey and I don't really have the momentum inspiring me to move forward. But yet in the other picture, I am so gung-ho and I'm taking off and I'm blasting off like a rocket ship. And so there's something strange about that, these two images side by side. One's a male and then in the other is a female. And then still there's a swan. It's interesting because you made a point to not explore the three parallel lives. But yet we have three pictures about you. To look at this. It's raining. There's somebody here in a black cloak, sort of standing at a doorway. There's something kind of unsavory about the way this character sort of feels. You don't exactly want to let in the short person in the black cloak that looks like they might be a witch under there, and you're like you're standing in your modern home. You know? There's something uneven about this. I mean, on Halloween, yeah, but just on any old day of the week is kind of strange. They're talking about that. Okay. There's something about an orb here, and there's something purple inside. They're talking about you, but it's not clear yet what is being said, what the overall message is related to this. They show me the orb in one way. It sort of has a purple sort of effect to it here, and they can turn this in this way, so now the purple is on top, or they could turn it so now the purple is on the bottom. It's not completely purple. It just has one spot of it is purple. Right now it sort of kind of comes like this along the side, but they're showing me that it can turn just a little bit, and now the purple is here. It can turn just a little bit more, and now the purple is on the bottom. So all it takes is just a little tiny shift to completely transform your perspective or your perception of a reality even. It's as simple as that. They're saying. But why is it in the hands of this person? I don't feel it is female. I feel that it is male. But I'm not able to quite make out the face, although it looks kind of like a distorted human face. That's why it's hard to tell, is it male or is it female? I can't really pick out enough female characteristics or male characteristics. There's something kind of distorted about the face, so it kind of looks witchy, but I'm not convinced it's a witch either. But there's something odd about the presence of this image, you know? They're wanting me to look into the crystal ball and then tell them what I see about you. So I'm standing in the doorway like a soccer mom or something in a very nice home here in an area where everybody has a nice home. And then I have this very strange man or woman or whatever in a cloak that's like maybe 5'2", handing me a crystal ball and saying, look into the crystal ball and tell me what you see about Hannah. Like, okay. All right, let's see what I see. They say, do you feel like you are a mom or a soccer mom? As in, do you feel like you don't have the skill to be able to look into the crystal ball to see? In this image, I would just be an everyday woman with somebody knocking on the door trying to sell me something, right? And they're like, look into the crystal ball. So in that case, I'm just sort of like, it doesn't really fit into the picture that I would just, be doing this. But I am looking at it as Abbey, as somebody who has a skill, and so I'm going to look in it and then see what I see. So I'm looking into it. There's something here. it's kind of exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of excited to look into it. As I look into it, the color purple shifts to like a really magenta, sort of hot pink color. And as I go into it, there's an image of dark clouds with lightning, but they're clearing up, and so everything is getting clearer now. They ask if I feel like if you feel like everything is getting clearer. Do you feel like your life is getting clearer? Does your life make sense? Or does it feel like some things just don't fit into the pattern here? And when you look into your life, do you feel like you can see into it, to see past the clouds, and actually not even see past them, just allow them to evaporate on their own, and now you get to see with clarity? There's something beautiful about there's something beautiful I'm feeling. I adore this man who has come to my home, because he's not what he appears. He's actually, he or she, it's strange because I can't pinpoint if it's male or if it's female. The gender is confusing to me, and so I'm just going to say it is both. And this feels like a very loving spirit guide even. And spirit guides can do that. They can come in sort of cloaks or in hidden ways. They're talking too about your life, even seeing past things. They're not going to let me talk any further about this, so I'm going to just stop there, and I'm going to just say that this man, they're changing the energy entirely, so I'm basically stalled out now completely. So it feels lovely. The energy shift, the energy change feels lovely to me. And I feel like I'm going somewhere new. I feel like I am the swan now, and when I move my feet, I am in forward motion, and that I have control over where I want to go in my life. That it doesn't feel like no matter how hard I try, I can't get to where I'm trying to go. I just feel like I'm forced to wait until whatever divine timing takes me to places. But right now, I feel like I am in motion and I do have control, and the feeling of it is so exhilarating. It is makes me feel alive, to feel like if I want to go over here to this side of the pond, I can. And I can go there really quickly or really slowly. I can choose. And if I want to go over there to that side of the pond, I can. If I want to go talk to those ducks over there, I can do it, because my feet are taking me places now. Whereas before, I feel like I was just stuck in the middle of a pond, and no matter how hard I try, I can't get anywhere. It's just whatever the wind, wherever the wind blows me or whatever, and I'm trapped. And so this scene here is exhilarating for me. It feels hopeful. It feels like real love. It feels like a destiny that is in the palm of my hand, you know? It's awesome. I feel fantastic about it. I feel fantastic about the guy that visited me at my home. It just seemed so out of character. Something about looking in and seeing the clarity of my life from a new angle was so much more meaningful to me. And then the strangeness of it all, it just didn't really add up. And instead of really trying to make sense of it all, I just allowed it to be what it was, and then I just accept the confusion and then look in and see what comes. Something about when you accept the way things are, somehow you're not really creating a friction against the tide or whatever. You're just allowing yourself to be in acceptance, and through acceptance, somehow it provides a sensation of control or clarity. It's strange that they're talking about this. I'm still the duck, and I can move, even walk on water. I can do a silly duck dance. I'm a swan or whatever. I'm a big white bird standing on top of the water, doing a very distinctive dance with my wings even, and I feel alive. And when I feel this freedom, I feel so thankful and so grateful for it. I feel inspired. I feel like I'm in motion by it. They're asking if you feel like you are in motion in your life, Anna. You feel like you are in motion by life itself? Does it motivate you to dance? To get up on your feet and dance? Dance on top of the water? Motivation. It's something about dancing. See what else here? I'm trying to change, I'm trying to tell my spirit guides I'm ready for the next picture, but they're forcing me to really enjoy watching this duck being so happy and so free. So I'm just supposed to do that right now. And so I am. You can tell the scene is changing. It's trying to shift, but it hasn't yet. It's something like a dark energy wants to enter into the scene to derail the okay. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so I'm back in the scene with the bird dancing on the water, right? And there's sort of like a dark vapor that's trying to enter into the scene. It's trying to inspire this duck to not feel happy, to feel like it needs to get put back in its place, back on top of the water where it can't move its feet to get anywhere. That it just has to be forced to wait for the divine time for things to take place. And yet the duck is ignoring it and says, no, I got this. I got this thing. And there's nothing that you can do to make me feel like I'm not on top of the world right now or on top of the water right now. There's nothing you can do to override this feeling that is my life and my freedom. The freedom that makes me feel like a rocket man, blasting off. Just an average Joe, but not average at all. And motivated and going places. And so let's just see what happens next. I'm still watching the bird like tap dancing style on the water and the sort of dark fog wrapping around. Duck is still not having it, doesn't care, says no thanks. It's doing a great job because it just really wants to get into the duck's head that it should feel overridden. It says it's determined to make sure this duck feels like it should be put in its place, but the duck keeps saying no. It's even putting on headphones and saying la 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 la, I don't hear you. And the duck is just seriously just still doing whatever it feels like doing, whatever its motivation is to not be sitting there. A sitting duck is basically what it is like. And so that's where we're at right now. Is listening to music, it's not having it, it's still dancing. Thing is that it's spending so much time, it seems to notice there's a dark energy here, but it's spending so much time focusing on making sure the dark energy isn't winning that it's not going, it's like the dark energy kind of is winning because you're still not going anywhere now. You're actually altered your pattern, and instead of being the duck that says, I'm dancing on top of the water. It's like, how long do you want to dance on top of the water before, and how long do you want to keep saying la 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 la, I don't hear you, before it's like, weren't you wanting to go over there? Because now you're kind of over here still, not going anywhere. And now you actually, believe it or not, are focused on this dark energy more than you realize. So don't focus on that at all. It still has a way of stalling you out from going places. And I don't know what that is that is doing that. I don't know what those thoughts are. I don't know what this is a reflection of in your life, but you're doing a really good job of trying not to let it have too much power over you, but yet in trying not to let it have power over you, you're still focusing on it enough that it has power over you. So we have to figure out how to just let that evaporate completely, and isn't there anymore. It's almost like you expect something bad to happen. Like when life gets too good, it can't be this good. There's something bad that's got to happen here. It's almost odd like that. So I'm just relaxing. I will just feel like I really like your energy field. There's something really patient about you. There's something also really active about you too. And it's really refreshing because the patient side of you allows me to be patient too. And so it's just nice. So I feel like I can patiently wait for the next thing. It's quiet. There's not a picture they're sharing with me right now. They're showing me how the duck is getting tired from all this dancing and trying so hard. I mean, it feels like it's losing feathers. It's getting skinnier. It's getting worn out. It's feeling exhausted by this dark vapor that is just surrounding it. Nothing else, just this duck. This bird, this beautiful swan was what it was, but it's just sort of kind of more like a goose now. I'm just watching him just feel really worn out and exhausted. I mean, he's so out of breath that it's just his physical body, his senses, his everything is just, there's nothing more he can do. He's tired of all these efforts. I'm not allowed to do anything here. I'm just allowed to share the wisdom. I feel like I'm ready for a change, but yet change has not come yet. All the while, there is a small candle being lit with a distinctly white flame. It's almost as if there's a tiny little fleck of, like a little tiny bit of blue at the very top of the flame. Just a tiny little bit. It's in a dark space. I'm deciding what I would prefer to look at. Would I prefer to look at this mesmerizing white flame coming from a little, just everyday candle in a dark space, so the only thing that I see is the beauty of the flame? Or do I choose to look at this poor goose losing feathers, losing its strength, losing itself, and it's falling apart here in the middle of this pond, you know? And I say, you know, I care about this bird. I care about this bird a lot. And so because I care, I want to see something. Thing is I'm not seeing anything changing. And so my focal point is on change. My focal point wants to be on change, not wants to be on the same old thing and now watching the same old thing inspiring a sort of a collapse of the expression, which was quite a glorious bird, now is just exhausted and out of steam. And so I'm choosing to look at the white flame, choosing to explore something new with my life, with the direction. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's meditative, it's serene, it is wise, it comes from within, and yet coming from within, it also comes from outside as well, through the candle flame, but also through senses that are beyond the physical. And so through those senses, it doesn't exactly feel like it's coming from within. It feels like it's coming from above, or, where do your spirit guides come from? Do they come from within? It doesn't feel like they come from within. It feels like they come from different directions to come visit you, right? But everything is coming from within. That's what they're saying. And they're talking about meditation, a peacefulness, human senses that are put to sleep in order to awaken spiritual senses. Through continuing to allow the flame to guide you. So they're saying it's almost like a literal thing, like they want you to meditate with a candle flame, but it's also kind of metaphorical about your journey. It's like light at the end of the tunnel, or it's something about patience with you. But you're already really patient. I mean, you do feel very patient to me. And you do feel like you're inspired, or you can get excited about things as well, and they can take you in directions, but it just odd. It has an odd way of feeling like you can get in these odd pickles where it's like, why is this happening? Why is this always the issue here? Why is this always something like this? It's just something unexplainable about your life experience. It just seems like a consistent thing every now and then. This always happens. But it's sort of, as I look into the flame, I am parting the darkness, because you look into darkness, you sort of see a flame, right? And then it's dark all around. So it's odd because I can part the darkness in this space, and now the flame grows brighter in the different directions. So how do you part darkness in our physical reality? It's air. You can't just part darkness, right? But in the spiritual reality, I can alter the reflection of truth. And so I can part the darkness on all sides of this white flame, and now the white flame starts to grow, and so I can see it everywhere. And it's within, right? It's the white flame from within now that is growing. So it's not just on the outside, and an outside you looking at a flame meditating, but it's simultaneously about inner light too, and really parting the darkness and allowing the inner light to just go into a blaze. So it's all we see, all we know. They're talking about this is the healing that helps you through this version of peacefulness, through this version of allowing the darkness to part ways with the darkness. That's what they're saying. Part the darkness, part ways with the darkness, allow the light to shine through, and allow the light now to provide the forgiveness that you are trying to attain. Allow yourself to welcome the most unexpected visitor, because it might be not what you think it is. Something about that, because it was an unusual moment, you know. Nobody would really feel welcoming that. But yet, the truth is, it was good. So there's something about they're stopping me again. Let me just relax and we'll see what it's for you to contemplate. Everything is starting to go really fast all of a sudden, and then starting to slow down again instantly. I mean, it's so slow right now. I want very badly, I'm shown the crystal ball with the purple that had turned to a hot pink color. And I want very badly to look into the crystal ball to see what is there. And so everything got really active, like I was going to be looking in the crystal ball and doing all these other things simultaneously. And then it just suddenly got so slow, and it's like, please, I'm ready to look into the crystal ball. I'm ready to see. But then they say, are you ready to see? Are you really ready to see what is in there? And I say, I'm not allowed to answer. I won't do it. Let me do it. I know Abbey wants to see, but I can't make that choice for you. And what is it that you want to see, Anna? What do you want to see with clarity? What do you expect to find? And is it what you think you're looking for? Or is it something else? This entity now, it's sort of like he's a vein of wisdom, and so he comes to me as what is a vein of wisdom. And veins of wisdom are images or pictures that help us understand something. While simultaneously, there are very brief flickers of moments where it's like a spirit guide coming through. But right now, it isn't a spirit guide. Right now, it is just a vein of wisdom. And this vein of wisdom, what went from really exciting, went from creepy to really exciting, really fulfilling, now is turning back to creepy again. And he asks, do you trust me? As he's wiping this crystal ball, and it's getting black everywhere except this little tiny magenta pink color. is contaminating energy. He's still cleaning it, but as he cleans it, it just gets darker and darker on the inside. It doesn't matter how clean it is on the outside if it's full of darkness, you know what I mean? But there's just a little pink sliver up there right now. It's part of the wisdom. He is really trying to create harm in his energy. Really likes to create a derailing sensation. I mean, entities, it doesn't matter if it's male or female or whatever. I just, as a human being, I just have an inspiration to call him a he. But I can't really see into the cloak other than like a chin and a nose and a really gross smile. And just... I still feel no fear or concern. I know what he's up to. And I'm more inspired to take this ball now than ever before in order to create a calmer sensation or energy, to create ripples of love, to create a new version of truth. To create is what I'm inspired to do. Whoops. Not just see into the ball and to find clarity, but now to create energy, to create a truth. To create some new version of the truth. He's trying to disrupt it. I'm trying to show him that no. It's almost like back to the bird again. The bird was really doing a great job, and I was so excited about the behavior until they started to show me what was time, the experience of time. So what to me looks like, minutes of time, and he's just doing an awesome job or whatever, is actually years and years. And now he is exhausted all of his resources. And so now I'm looking at this, and we have a very dark crystal ball here. It's all black with this pretty pink color. This guy has been throwing lightning bolts of darkness inside of it, and yada yada. And so I'm holding it right now. And I feel very loving. I feel like I'm strong, and I feel much taller than him. There's something about that as well, where through my strength and confidence, it gives me power that makes me feel bigger than his style of experience, which is not... Creation can do love can create in a universe. Darkness, hatred, fear makes things smaller, right? Things get smaller when things are in fear, or when we're in the dark, or when there's destruction. Things die. But creation grows things. It grows planets. It grows star systems. It grows in the universe. Human beings, babies, everything. Creation is love. Love creates all things. So he can do whatever he wants. He's manipulating himself into thinking he has power when he does not. Because darkness never creates power. It just creates the illusion of power. That love actually does create. Love isn't the illusion, because love actually does create. And so I'm interacting with him about this. I'm going to have to wrap this up really quick because I know we're at the end. But let's just see if we can create some finalization with everything. They're asking that... They keep cutting me off every time I try to talk. I'm just going to be patient again. Something about you and this. I'm trying to make progress, but I have to be patient. And even when I think it's time, it's not time yet. They keep cutting me off for a reason. I'm ready to share, but then it gets snipped off, and they force me to not say anything at all. I'm actively motivated and yet stalled out. So I'm asking if this is the completion. Is there a final message for Anna or anything else? To discover your truth from looking within, and use the power from within to part the sensation of darkness. And let your light shine bright. And now there is no darkness. And so don't allow yourself to become consumed by the illusion of darkness. Darkness creates darkness does not create the light. Darkness does not create expansion. Darkness does not create forgiveness or the ability to override, ability to find power, strength, be the rocket man, be the duck that can dance on the water and say, I don't think so, darkness. It's just different versions of perception here. But they're talking about inner truth. Impart the darkness and let your light shine. That is what they're saying. That's all they're going to let me share. Okay, Anna, this is very interesting, and so I'll be curious to see what it means to you. And for those of you watching in the audience, if you'd like to experience a psychic reading with me, you may do so by visiting my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.